Hello to my Pisces. This is Queen Amun Ra coming to you with your general reading. This reading is for Friday the 13th through the 20th of June. Let's get into it. The moon is in Capricorn. And then it'll be moving through last quarter moon into your sign and then and then it'll be moving to Aries after that. So let's get into it. Stop dating people that represent your shadow self. You healed, right? So somebody may have been dating some energies that represent your shadow self, and you healed from that. So I'm talking to you, connecting with your 12th house. 12th house is about spirituality, addictions, psychic abilities, healing, solitude, endings, world service, secrets, and also emotion. So somebody could keep continuously dating energies, and you keep believing the best in people that you date, but they keep showing you that they remind you of a person from they remind you of your shadow self. So that could be that you're dating people that you are in your geographical area. And sometimes you don't know, you can't tell the difference until you physically move out of an area, that there could be something in common with people that in your area. Y'all know what I'm saying? Like sometimes it's like, oh, I realized certain people from my area were this kind of way until you moved away from something, right? So you're no longer going to be dating people that represent your shadow self. You healed. So something you could have moved on from, that you could have connected with someone that reminds you of your, like, a past life. Let's get into it. The moon, like I said, is in Capricorn. Something could feel very heavy on your back right now, and that's because a moon in Capricorn affects your back. Remember, the moon affects all parts of our bodies, right? This is a general reading, so take only what resonates with you. My personal readings are on pause for right now because I'm focusing on the books. So thank you all for those of you all who congratulated me on the books. We have more to come very soon. Um, but yeah, so let's just dive right into tarot here. Let's dive into tarot. Um, so let's get an angel number first. Let's get an angel number first. So yeah, if something could be affecting your backbone, your joints, your knees, your skin, and your hair, that's the moon in Capricorn. And then on the 14th, 15th, and 16th, when the moon moves into Aquarius, it could affect your calves, your ankles, your shin, and Achilles. Basically, it's saying make some kind of move to close out a cycle. Basically, like, in order, you could be around some energies that represent your shadow self. You could have dated someone, could have kids with someone, could be friends with someone. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, something is like taking on a chain reaction that is affecting your physical body, right? So let's see what we got going on here. 333, and there's some talking going on. So equilibrium, nurture the body, mind, and spirit connection. Your angels are asking you to balance yourself. What area of your life feels out of alignment? Get a meditation practice going. Embark on a workout routine, or finally start that vision board that you've been procrastinating on. Your angels want you to look at the areas of your life that are not fully rounded out and self correct, right? Self correct. So there's a lot of talk around loved ones or about loved ones going on here. Some kind of inspired action about people dating people that represent their shadow self, like almost like somebody saying it don't seem like you would date certain energies. Like, where did Pisces find them energies from, right? Like, around spirituality, like in your journey, like, okay, some of these energies may be something about your energy could be like, and again, I'm talking about to your 12th house. Your sun, moon, rising, and Venus don't have to be Pisces. Okay, it doesn't have to be Pisces. It could be I'm talking to your 12th house, just so we're crystal clear. So first question around your reading. So first question, around your reading. It's just really just about creating very firm boundaries, around creating boundaries for you. Yeah. Yeah, so something could be around. Let's see. So yeah, stop dating people that represent your shadow self, because something was done behind your back in court. Somebody that show either you were married to the person in some kind of a business relationship with them or something. Um, there's someone showing that they were your enemy. Two energies did something to you behind your back while you all were apart in court. Yeah, here's the Empress card. To somehow separate you from your kids or your child or something, and something was like really heavy, like you've been carrying some energies on your back, but these inner people are now talking about something, and so people did something to separate you from your kids or your child or your parents or somebody, siblings or whoever, to cut you off from them. Something was done behind your back, and people are talking about that. And these are done by family members that pulled you down to a really low frequency. They're like, somewhere you either relocated, you were across a body of water or something, but something put you in a low place of, somebody was feeling like they were being sacrificed. Some kind of injustice from two people that people are talking about as far as family is concerned. Um, Somebody feels like there's something about first house. I want to say your personality, your temperament, your appearance, your self-image, first impression, self-awareness, outlook on life. Yeah, there's some people they're saying that you carry a lot on your back or something like that. Um, Maybe somebody carries a lot of water weight. It could be you, it could be a man or woman, whatever, right? But some energies. We're talking about somebody behind their backs. But this is again, when the moon is in Capricorn, you want to really start listening to your physical body, but also in the spiritual sense, and recognize how many sacrifices you have made. And hindsight, somebody is now looking like, okay, somebody wish they had just stayed focused on something. Because in hindsight, you'd have walked away from something, like somebody talking about people behind their backs, or something was going on, and people were talking about some people behind their backs. I don't know where this is going with this reading, but yeah, here's the Empress card here. Came out twice. hmm Yeah, so it looks like with this Eight of Cups here, somebody could have been recording somebody, because Cups energy is reflective. So somebody could have been recording you. You'd have been talking about two mothers. And it may not even have been anything bad that you even said, right? Um, but who knows? When people hear when I see the sword energy, some people could have heard a snippet of something, right? And taken that snippet out of context, not knowing, if you're carrying a lot on your back, like if you're carrying a lot on your back, like a lot of secrets on your back, they may not have even heard. Whenever I see the sword, they could have heard a snippet of something and taking something way out of context, and somebody pulled you into something. But in hindsight, somebody would have just walked away from some energies. You would have talked to certain energies, right? Yeah, because some energies were talking about somebody behind their back, like looking at you almost like, okay, you like somebody feels like you carry a lot of gifts within you, like ancestral gifts. Like you and somebody carry a lot of ancestral gifts. but there was still conversation going on behind your back. It's like people were planning something. And this could have been in spiritual court, by the way. It may not be in actual 3D court. It could be spiritual court, right? Some energies knew you weren't coming back to something. So energies were like, okay, they're not coming back. You may have talked to someone and a conversation was being recorded. Pisces. All right. So I recorded 20, 30 more minutes of your reading that did not make it to you hearing. Obviously, you see more cards laid out here before, so I had to edit your video. So I had done 20 more minutes of talking that I had. I'm glad I went back and played it back because it didn't catch it. It was on, it didn't catch it. So anyway, the main thing here in your reading, I'm kind of going to do a little recap here, is somebody's ex, talking about your ex friend, ex love interest, ex whomever. But it started out with this card here: stop dating people that represent your shadow self, meaning you healed, right? So it could have been an ex love interest of yours, Pisces. And I'm talking to you as far as your 12th house is concerned. Somebody who felt like if they could not, what I was picking up on is that somebody's ex was jealous of you and your kids. If you have kids, if you don't have kids, it could have been jealous of you and your parents or whatever closeness you have with someone. Somebody felt like they were going to come in and make somebody feel worthless. Anybody who felt like they wanted to be a part of something, anybody who already felt low, they felt like that was their opportunity to make them feel lower, right? To somehow get back at you, to stab you in the back by taking you to court, um, um, and something, doing something behind your back. So source is saying to you, you're no longer going to be dating anybody, anything that represents your shadow self. Now, as I'm going through the reading here, right, because there was a lot said in the reading that I won't even go about repeating, but looking at where you are now in terms of your legacy, somebody's really thinking about their legacy and keeping people out of your business. You and somebody, whoever, somebody has love coming across, either love already in your life or coming across your path, but you're putting the past behind you. Somebody would have walked away from something a long time ago. You and somebody, let me see, 8 and 8. Somebody would have walked away from something, and just saved yourself, just walked away from something, um, creating something. Um, Whatever this is, maybe you're in a love interest or whatever. But my point to you is, it's like somebody, I feel like somebody's family member, whoever this is, it's like somebody's family member or family members support. Let me see how I worded it the first time I did the reading. What I was picking up on, 12th house, and I'm just going to say 12th house is your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. Don't have to be Pisces. It could be, I'm talking to your 12th house. It's almost like somebody's family. Somebody comes from a family, and this is unfortunately kind of common for a lot of people. Unfortunately, as people are kind of getting settled into their soul tribe or their soul community, what a lot of people have in common is that some people's families support their exes more than they even support their own blood relatives. And that was kind of what I was picking up on here in the cards. Um, and I feel like somebody is finally saying, you know what? I need to move on from something. This is a Fool card, like closing out a cycle. That could be somebody's demons of almost feeling like, um, not seeing that if you would have family members back, that they would not have yours. They would actually choose your exes over you. So somebody is learning how to kind of take a cue from other people and just move on quietly. Just move on, quietly before, and just thrive. That's going to be somebody's rebirth. Somebody's learning how to just move on and thrive versus being behind closed doors and being depressed. Like, okay, you know what it is, what it is. If these are family members that talk about people behind their back, I'd rather cut them off and thrive and soar, right? go higher, aim higher, go higher, you know, create very firm boundaries, enforce those boundaries, then sit home and be depressed. I can create. These energies are taking their time to create something that's talking about you behind your back to hurt you. You'd rather create something because you're a very creative sign if you're very tuned into your 12th house. You're the I believe sign. So that's what I'm seeing here in your card. But somebody is really on top of something. Somebody's like, you know what? I'm going to start creating some stuff that I love to do. I'm keeping it high vibrational. I'm getting away from all of these distractions. I'm on top of whatever. I'm creating something new. So you and somebody are like, you're getting away from something. So here we have spark of life. And I pull these cards here. So you're manifesting something, you're raising a bar. Everything is wherever you are. I don't know where you're geographically located, but wherever you are, everything is right where you're supposed to be. Somebody's starting a brand new chapter. You're raising the bar. But I feel like somebody has been carrying loved ones. See this big backpack right here, like this person is going camping. And this is like the big camping backpack where they have like the roller part at the bottom, the really big ones. That's how much pain has like somebody's been carrying loved ones on their back. Seem like it's like been walking uphill, like elevating, trying to go up higher. It's been taking you longer to get to where you're going because you've been carrying so many people on your back, like possibly their emotions, all of this is carrying everybody's emotions on your back. But yeah, so you're trusting your feelings. You are unique. Your destiny is waiting for you to write your story and pave your own path. Follow your heart. Don't let others dictate who you should be. And that's what it is. That's really what it is. Yeah. I'm glad that I caught it and edited the video before it went because yeah. So that's what the decision that's being made. And that's how you got spiritual justice in your court. That's what we're starting out with this water right here. Spiritual justice in your court because um there's a lot going through the air, a lot of conversations going through the air about somebody, feeling left out of something or like somebody, part of somebody's legacy. Somebody has a lot of resources. Here we have, remember who you are. You carry stardust in your bones, your ancestors' wisdom in your blood, and the whole universe in your soul. So know yourself and nothing will bring you down. Nothing will bring you down. That is what I have for you. Someone is very creative here, and that's what I see with something in man has a lot of spiritual gifts. So whoever you are, find out what your north node is. What is this right here? But something having to deal with your fifth house was bringing you down. So fifth house is all about romance, creativity, children, products, fun, self-expression, hobbies, what makes you feel good. Something when somebody talks about those areas of your life, maybe ex love interest, it brings somebody down to a lower frequency. Um, and it could be because of um, something that somebody's ex was creating, whoever you are. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, and in the previous video, I made reference to this person. This kind of quite a few comedians on Instagram that make really funny content about how like long after relationships are over, exes still come by. They go into graduations. They helping the loved ones fix cars. They go into sporting events with loved ones. Like they still have this tie to people's exes, no matter how much it caused you to vibrate on a low frequency. Source is saying to you, you're going to start cutting them off too. If they're that insensitive, you're going to start cutting off family members too. If they're that insensitive, if they still have ties with exes, you're going to start cutting them off. It's a hard path. So something is not worth pursuing a path without passion. This road will only lead you to uncertainty and frustration. Follow your heart and you can't go wrong because, yeah, it's causing somebody to feel worthless, almost like, and this could be somebody's child, whether it's an adult child or your parent or somebody is making somebody feel worthless because it's just kind of part of the legacy that people just still stay in contact with people's exes. Like it doesn't affect people's mental health to see that somebody has already gone through enough. So yeah, somebody's learning how to make executive decisions. That's why it's going to make sense to somebody to just move on. Somebody's learning how to just move on. You know, because either somebody said something to you that was disrespectful that could have caught you off guard. But your ancestors have been telling you something for a long time, um, to go through some kind of a rebirth as far as family members are concerned. Basically, your ancestors have been saying, if they talking about you to somebody behind their back, they talking about you behind yours. You need to cut them off either way and just move on. Stop accepting invitations. Guidance. When you make divine intelligence your foundation, you finally have a fixed star to follow. Yeah. Yeah, that's what I was making reference to in your video before. Whoever you are, man or woman, doesn't really matter. A lot of these comedians, they put out really funny content, but they're telling people stories. They could be telling their stories or telling other people's stories. That's the beauty of creativity. But yeah, this is more common than a lot of people realize. People staying in contact with people's exes, no matter how much it affects your mental health, and got more support for exes than they have for their own family. So that's the source saying you're a prayer warrior. You just starting cutting people off. This is where your action. You cutting people off. Yep. This is where somebody is focusing on dancing. So somebody could be a dancer. You and two other people could be dancers. So somebody could be creating something around dance, going out dancing with your friends, or something that you're celebrating or talking about something. But yeah, anything other than being around energies who you feel like want you to meet some kind of complete and painful ending or rock bottom or failure or some kind of collapse or some kind of defeat behind your back. Yeah. So that's what I have for you. Hopefully this is helpful. Yeah. But you're keeping something high vibrational. And it's all starting with whoever somebody's dating. No more, because you got love coming across your path. That's what I mentioned in your first reading too, is that somebody coming across your path, they're very emotionally mature. They too have had to walk away from someone who created something because they thought somebody had gotten away with something. Just drama. Um, Somebody made some kind of an impulsive move. Somebody assumed something instead of talking. Just whatever. Anyway, that's what I'm seeing here in your cards. Something about a motorcycle keeps popping up in a lot of people's readings. But anyway, that'll come out again somewhere. 8, 7, yeah. I don't know if the motorcycle is of significance to somebody. Maybe you ride a motorcycle. Maybe you know somebody who ride a motorcycle in common or whatever. But I don't know. No pressure. That's what I have for you. All right. Bye.